Yapping.
Hello, this is Erica,
And Edgar.
and we are the Yapping Schnauzers. We entertain you with yap-worthy stories we find around the web. We'll start with a quick comment from a Reddit post titled, "In honor of Valentine's Day, what's the worst date you've ever been on?" So it's safe to say that our theme today is Valentine's gone wrong. So it starts off as, first date, I take her to a movie. That's what she wanted me to do. Then we went out to eat in an Italian restaurant. During the meal, I feel my stomach start bubbling. Her friend calls her and says she locked her keys inside and needed her to come let her in. Her apartment was a good 30-minute drive, so we leave. My stomach is making some noises and I'm feeling it. Halfway through the drive, it hits me. I'm about to crap my pants. So I'm speeding to her house with the windows down and the stereo cranked so she can't smell or hear my involuntary farts.
Bro.
Finally, we pull up to her apartment. I ask her if I could use her restroom, which she replies with, "Of course." We walk up to her apartment door and it's open. A large group of her friends are there. It turns out it was a surprise birthday party for her. Without wasting any time, I make my haste for the bathroom. The bathroom is rather small with an accordion door and located right across from her bedroom. But I cannot help. I sit down on the toilet and unleash the wrath of God on this toilet. I could not have been quiet no matter how hard I tried. I'm there for a good 10 minutes. I finish, flush, wash my hands, walk out.
You can say it.
Walk out to her and three of her friends standing there with the most disgusting looks on their faces. More disgusted looks in their faces. So I just said, I gotta go. I left and turned her out to be our first and last date.
I mean, the date itself wasn't bad. It's just that everything after the date.
I think he's lactose intolerant and he should have not been eating spaghetti or anything with cheese and milk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he felt the rumbling. I think the worst part is that there was an accordion door, and those things don't.
What's an accordion door?
So it's like one of the, the closed doors that go like that. And open and
the
close.
sliding doors?
Yeah, but they go like that, and they're like a triangle like this.
So that's basically like they can hear everything.
Yes.
They cry, hear him crying. praying to some deity to like give him mercy.
Yeah, there was no soundproof at all in that bathroom door, so they heard everything.
That's crazy. I mean, it is normal, but like I feel like everything went wrong for him at that moment because like a surprise party, like just a bunch of traffic and having to go a long distance. Like,
I mean, he was really nice enough to do that. Mm-hmm. It speaks volumes. Like, honestly, I think it would have been hilarious, but I don't think I would have just like discarded him for doing that like altogether. Because if he was nice enough to take you back to your apartment 30 minutes away and then still want to hang out with you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's definitely like one of the nicer guys or one of the more desperate guys, depending on how you see it.
Oh,
but
okay.
Because he has she was like with her friends and all that stuff. I imagine
it was a surprise party too.
Imagine it, like all these people. They probably like kind of influenced her as well. They're like, "Oh, why'd you bring this dude?"
Yeah, that's kind of funny though. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Would that be like a deal breaker for you if you had like a first day like that? If you brought a girl home and then she like destroyed your toilet and your family heard?
I feel like I'd laugh. For me, it wouldn't be like a red flag or something that like ends it, you know, because just things happen sometimes.
Yeah, like when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I still go into a few more dates afterwards, but
Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
There it goes. But that alone wouldn't be like break up with someone for.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's embarrassing for the person that happened. So I think they would not want to see you because they're like too embarrassed to see you again. I think I would never look at that person again if I would have done that. But if I've had somebody done that to me, I wouldn't care either. I would give them still a chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's not really top comments because it was like a comment itself and a reel. So
I guess and like just to close it off. I know this isn't an am I the asshole story, but like who would you say is the asshole in this situation, if there are any?
Nobody. I think the friends were kind of judgmental. They're giving him disgusted looks.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it happens. Like, it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of rude that
What?
you go to somebody else's house and explode them.
Is it rude?
A little.
I
I
think
mean,
it's nature
like,
running its course.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you don't even know this chick, and then you go to her apartment and then, like, and like really explode in there. I mean, and everybody hears it. Like, I don't know.
Imagine just like one last thing too, like the guy in the bathroom. He's using the bathroom, and then he hears the music stop. But yeah,
That's just bad luck.
I think ultimately, like, I think just the friends were the assholes in the situation.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's understandable to be disgusted because, come on, anybody would like if you come out the bathroom after destroying it, and be like, ill. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody's the asshole. It's just something that happens. People judge. All right, so what's the next story?
Yeah. So this next story is titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my husband he is insensitive for not wanting to get me a Valentine's Day gift?" Background number 1. My husband secretly met another woman about 2 times a year for 4 years and complained about me to her while pretending to me that everything was fine. There was no romance, but he shared a lot with her that he didn't share with me, and she encouraged him to lie to me. I gave him another chance, and we are supposed to be reconciling right now. Background number 2. My husband is Japanese, and I'm American. Every year we rotate between American and Japanese style Valentine's Days. For Japanese style, the woman gives the man chocolates, which he reciprocates on White Day a month later. Background number 3. My husband is often passive, and I am often labeled as controlling. Recently, I told him I would no longer make requests of him, i.e. no houseworks, planning dates, etc., and allow him to make all his own decisions. Usually, I bring up Valentine's Day a few weeks in advance and we discuss how we will do it this year. We often can't remember what we did last year, so we had to discuss it. This year, to let him make his own decisions, I bought him chocolate and I let him deal with whether he wants to do it on his own. 3 days before Valentine's Day, he asked me which way we are doing it this year. I say it's up to him. He seems to remember doing it American style last year, so he wants to do Japanese style this year. I say okay. The next day, I remember that we actually did Japanese style this year, and I tell him so. He asks me what I would like to do then. I say it's up to him. He chooses Japanese style again. When I ask him why, he says there was no particular reason, and he didn't think about it much. I got upset because it seems like he made a decision based on what is easiest for him rather than considering what I would like. As I am American and we did a Japanese style last year, I would have liked to receive something. He said I shouldn't get upset because he would have done it American style if I had told him what I wanted. However, I think he should have come to that conclusion on his own. At first, I tried not to say anything since I didn't want to control his choice. However, he could tell I was upset, so he asked me what was wrong. When I told him, he argued with me about it. Then we got in a big fight where I basically said he is insensitive, and he said I am overly sensitive. Am I the asshole?
I wouldn't say she's the asshole.
I wouldn't say she, as an OP, is the asshole. And I think he's like a little asshole-ish, but like not like overly so. Like
he doesn't care. It feels like I think he's just already clocked out since he cheated on her.
Oh, I forgot about it. Okay, so he is the asshole. I feel like, okay, I totally
How
forgot.
you forget it's the first sentence?
Because it's such a long time ago since I read that. But yeah, okay, I guess, yeah, that makes sense now that why he's acting that way. I was like, why is he acting like so passive and stuff like that? But yeah, if he's emotionally cheated with someone else, I can see why he's like not fully into this relationship.
I don't get why she's still with him.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a mixture of like comfort, but also for this situation, there's like a lot of miscommunication. That's like obviously like affecting relationship.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to trust or try to be with somebody. Well, I mean, I guess not from experience, but what from what I heard. I mean, and then how I would feel if I was cheated on. I don't think it would be hard for anybody to trust that person, or try to make him work a little bit harder for what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's
make up for what he did. I don't know. I think she's just kind of hanging on too long, and she should just let him go. Unfortunately,
I mean, it depends on how long they've been together. But I mean, for her to hinge,
it doesn't matter how
like
long you've been
effort
together.
on the Valentine's Day is like I don't think it's that wise either. Like with something like this, if they do want to reconcile past the cheating, it should be like kind of like a daily or weekly thing they work on, not just like we better place all the importance and all the effort on the Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And I feel like he's not making the effort though, because he chose the holiday celebrated as the woman doing everything.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard of that. Like I mean,
I have.
I don't know about the Japanese way of doing a lot of things, but yeah, I never heard that like in Japanese Valentine's Day, that the woman like
Makes chocolate, yeah.
makes chocolate and they initiate the I guess the effort.
Yeah. I've heard of that. And then they actually do White Day.
Well, why is it called White Day? Do you know?
No, but I know it's like something that where the man brings her stuff now at that day, reciprocates it back, yeah. And
It takes a whole month to do that.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Bro.
I don't know. I don't know their culture. I think that's pretty interesting because that's not how we do it.
Yeah.
But the top comment is, I really don't know how the dude can make it any clearer that he's just not that into you anymore. He checked out at least 4 years ago, probably more. Leave for your own sake while you still have some self-respect. This was painful to read. You deserve better. Not that as well. I agree.
I wasn't in pain, but yeah, I get it.
No, it was painful to read because like she's labeled as somebody that's like controlling. So she lets him do whatever he decides. But then he doesn't care enough to do anything. It's sad. Like how much she's trying to have faith on him, but he just doesn't care.
Yeah, I think with this kind of thing, they should just like talk through it, just to see like where everyone's at and like what their expectations are. Like they just need to communicate more because if it works out, like there's like a path working out that can work on that. But if there isn't, and they at least OP's boyfriend should step forward with that. So just like make it easy on everybody.
Yeah, and then just have better communication. I feel they're really lacking on that. Like they're just simple things where she could have just said, okay, I'm not trying to be controlling, but we did this last year. This year's American style. It would have saved a whole different, like a whole expectation, a whole misunderstandings if she would have just said, yeah, last year we did American. Now you make up your mind if you wanted to do Japanese or not. That's simple.
Yeah, that's all you really had to have done in that situation.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, she's also making it difficult. I feel like they're both assholes. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like they both need to like either she forgives him or she just lets go. Because it's not going to work out with back and forth like that.
Yeah, I think they're probably not like really compatible with each other.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, no matter how long you've been with somebody and you have certain situations where he cheats on you a certain way, I mean, you have every right to leave that person because you deserve better.
What's the verdict?
They're both the assholes.
I say OP's boyfriend's more the asshole. OP is not an asshole, but kind of a prick for like making it just a whole situation
I have nothing.
a lot more difficult.
Yeah, and they just need to work it out. The next story is Emma the asshole for doing nothing on Valentine's Day. My wife is my lobster. We met 17 years ago and married 2 years later. We have 2 incredible feral teenage daughters. I'm the romantic in our family. Our 10-year anniversary, I surprised her by flying her bridesmaids back to our town and held a vow renewal in the same place we got married, with the same photographer, officiant, flowers, etc. In the beginning, I would make flipbook stories and wire art for her from the stuff at work. After we earned more, I would start sending her away and visit her girlfriends and jewelry, etc. I even surprised her with a Christmas trip to visit her best friend in England, where she got to see her great-grandmother for the first time in 30 years on her 100th birthday weeks before she passed away. I'm hopeless romantic, raising 2 daughters and worshipping them. It's always been important to me to show them how a partner deserves to be treated, to never expect or settle for less than their worth. My wife, not so much. She loves me, I know. She doesn't do romance. She's never done anything for Valentine's Day or anniversaries, and even forgot my birthday once. It never got to me. My daughter suggested I take a break from things and just do nothing for Valentine's Day, since Mom always said we don't need to be told when and how to love our partner. So I got a signed and personalized book from her favorite author and a handcrafted letter bookmark with her initials. Well, she found out I had no real plans and kind of blew up a bit. Told me it was crappy to not do anything. I still got flowers, the book, the bookmark, and her favorite restaurant. But for her to be mad is seriously outright field. Am I the asshole here?
Yeah, no, he's not the asshole at all in this situation. Like, I feel like she really likes like all this attention and all this like loving stuff. Like, that's why they've been together for so long. But I think eventually over time she kind of like
Needs to reciprocate?
Doesn't need to reciprocate. More like she just took it for granted. So when it was finally not here, she's like pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I felt like in a relationship it should be give and take. It shouldn't just be you expect your husband, your boyfriend, or whatever to do everything all the time. It should be, let's take turns, or I do it this year, you do it next year, or if let's do it together, or you do something and we do it, something else that you want to do. Like, I don't know, it's just something that you give and take. I feel like that's the best way so people don't feel, or anyone doesn't feel left out or feel a certain way. So there is an edit. My wife is incredibly attentive and giving, just not overly romantic, and is terrible at gift giving. Doesn't mean she doesn't try. She's also not spoiled. Sorry if I gave that impression. She's always super grateful, and I love thinking about how to make her happy and doing little things for her. That's not spoiling her. It's consideration and for her happiness. Our 14-year-old suggested a quiet night when I was struggling for ideas, as the last 3 months have been insanely stressful with work. My wife's best friend seconded, and so I'm soliciting marital advice from our 14-year-old. This is also the first time she's asked if I had made plans and told her no. First time in 17 years. So it's probably came across as shocking to her, and I'm worried of possibly giving her the wrong impression about not caring, or that hers is possibly just an expectation response.
I think he's just been doing too much for too long, and like...
I mean, he likes to do it, though.
Yeah, he likes to do it, but it's... Like, everyone can see it. Like, her daughters can see it. Their friends can see it. That he's just doing too much. And he's like... He did this edit, like, just to make her seem, like, in a better light. When we've already got, like, enough information to know, like, how she reacts to the situation.
She's an asshole.
If she was actually grateful, he would have added that in the main story.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like... I mean, also, like, thinking of it this way. I'm trying to be devil's advocate here. Like, let's say you're constant with me. You're a very constant person. So let's say you do this for me every day, and then, or you do this every once in a while, and then you just stop doing it altogether. Mm-hmm. I would feel like something's wrong, or I'll feel like something's changed in our relationship, or you don't care anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, because you stopped doing something for me that I love that you would do constantly. So, like, I feel like that's also to keep in consideration that maybe she feels a certain way because you stopped out of nowhere. Like, maybe she feels weird because something's changed. She feels something's changed in the relationship.
But I don't think it's appropriate to be, like, angry about it. Like, maybe just talk them through and just say, hey, are you, like, tired? Like, what's... Just, like, just a probe to see what's, like, really going on. Instead of just jumping into the conclusions of, oh, he doesn't love me anymore, or just getting mad for whatever reason.
Yeah, but,
it's not a healthy way to, like...
Yeah.
To take in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I think communication is key and for every issue in the relationship. But that always doesn't happen. I mean, sometimes you just get upset. Maybe later on she'll talk to him and be like, I felt this way, or I got mad because of this way, because I feel this certain way. But I think right now is just the beginning stage, just like she just got mad.
Yeah.
I mean,
ideally, everyone acts the best way possible. But yeah.
I mean, they've been together 17 years.
At least 17 years. And then they already have, like, teenage daughters, so they were pretty quick with everything.
I think she's a little bit of the asshole, but...
Definitely, OP is not the asshole. And the wife is the asshole in this situation.
Yeah, and the top comment is not the asshole. If she's not going all out in return, then she has nothing to be mad for. Extra points for you for being super considerate present. It's so wonderful to have thought out gifts like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, not many men do that for their wives, girlfriends, whatever. A lot of men just don't have it in them. They have no romantic bone in there.
I think he has too much romantic bone in his body because like his entire life revolves around pleasing his wife, which is why like it's like a big stress point for him.
There's nothing wrong with that. If he wants to see her happy, then so be it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's okay. If he wants to be romantic, let him be romantic.
Yeah, I mean, if there comes a point where like it's kind of bad for you, like it's good to like shower your like girlfriend or wife with a lot of attention and love, but like to the point where like that's the only thing that you have going for you in your life. Like I don't know the rest of his life story, but this is the only thing that's like that people know about him in life. It's a little bit pathetic.
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you're wrong with that. I think he also said that he had a stressful week or 3 month with the work or something. Yeah. He was stressed. So I think also that kind of dampened on his, usual, very giving detailed thing for Valentine's, which happens. I think she should have been a little bit more understanding. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that he should just stop doing anything for her just because like she reacted like this. I think it's just something they should talk it out. And it's okay for him to be that way because he wants to see his wife happy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But also, like one other thing to say,
you should see the look I'm giving him right now. Yeah. my glare. What other thing?
Even though he didn't like go all out this Valentine's Day, he still gave her flowers, books.
Yeah, it's still really
all that
sweet.
Things. But even that wasn't like enough for her, and like after doing all that, he still feels bad. So it just it speaks to like an unhealthy sort of like dynamic or like unhealthy amount of commitment to like
more like expectations.
Yeah.
Which I get, but like I mean, if you didn't want to do that for your girlfriend or your wife, then you shouldn't have started that way. I don't know. I feel like it should be a balance. Like I said, she also should at least try or be romantic or be thoughtful here and there. I feel like he's doing too much. Like I told you, it's give and take, at least for me.
It kind of depends on the person too, because like it seems like, because like 17 years is like a long time to know somebody. So I think like him saying, "Oh, she's not really the giving type," like even in the beginning of the relationship, it's just people have their own styles showing affection and stuff like that, or like showing appreciation.
Yeah, like a lot of people have different signs of showing love. I mean, people like the gift giving or acts of care or whatever. That could be your gift way of showing love. I mean, it just depends on your love language.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think his love language is just, being thoughtful and giving her gifts. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-mm. All right.
So, final verdict on this story?
I would say he's not the asshole.
Yeah. He's not the asshole.
But she is.
She's not fully an asshole. I think she's just like caught off guard. So, I mean, asshole-ish move, but I think it's something that they can come back from.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's like breakup worthy or anything like that, or divorce worthy at all. It's just a little bit more communication. That's it.
So the next story is titled "Am I the asshole for making plans on Valentine's so I don't babysit my granddaughter? My 36 female daughter Leah, 17 female, is a teen mom. My daughter got pregnant at 14, and it was very shocking news." But we found out very early on, and she got to abort it. A few months later, and she got pregnant again, and I couldn't handle the situation very well at the time. But having my sister, her aunt, talk to her about what she was planning to do, she decided to keep the baby, which I'll admit I wasn't very happy to hear. And I told her she'll have to be responsible about the consequences. Of course, as a mother, I couldn't have her work and distract herself from school. I didn't want her to miss out on her childhood, so I had to work evening, night shifts to care for my granddaughter while Leah was in school. I realized that Leah has been taking advantage of my situation and making me cancel plans so I can babysit for her. So I overheard her making plans for Valentine's 2 weeks ahead on the phone with someone saying, "My mom would do it. She has no life anyways."
Ridiculous.
We can stop the story there, but I'll keep going. And laughing afterwards. Being a single mom and having to work multiple jobs was hard enough, but since she gave birth to her daughter, I haven't gone out to any parties. I've canceled many weekend gatherings so that my daughter can be able to hang out with her friends, and if I did go, I'd always have my granddaughter with me, and for her to laugh about my situation like that angered me. That same day, I was asked by a guy I've been seeing to accompany him on Valentine's, and I was hesitant, but I didn't want to miss the chance. He's a real nice guy. I haven't been on a date for almost 6 years, and it wouldn't hurt to give my daughter a taste of motherhood when she least expected it. I told my daughter that I got asked out for Valentine's, and she was happy at first, but then asked if I was going to take her daughter with me, and I said, obviously not, and she will have to cancel plans for a day. I didn't expect her reaction to be so extreme. She cried, screamed, and told me I was being selfish, and that I was letting her miss out on her date just because I thought a guy was interested in me.
The audacity.
The argument didn't end very well. I stood my ground and went to that date, and she had to cancel plans. But she's still really mad about it, and has been ignoring me. I love my daughter, and I wouldn't want her to miss anything, but I wanted her to learn a lesson and be responsible. My sister agrees with me, but my friend told me I should have done it on a normal day and not on Valentine's. Does my approach make me the asshole?
Absolutely
so,
not.
No. Yeah, she has like no obligation to like take care of this child at any day. Like just like right now, she's basically her daughter's child's actual mother, making all the like real sacrifices that her daughter isn't making. So yeah, I think it's like ridiculous, like how unappreciative the daughter is, and the daughter should be lucky for like having like a mother as like the OP.
Yeah, I just, oh my God, this really frustrates me because she already had a pregnancy scare and she was able to abort it. And then to have a baby again is crazy to me.
Where's the baby daddy in this situation? And
clearly not there. At 14, like they're babies growing. I mean, trying to parent babies. So I think it's just ridiculous. I think the mom should have put her foot down a long time ago. I think she was just trying to take care of the baby and her, which is understandable. I mean, she's only 17, but like she never allowed her to take responsibility for her child, which caused this type of behavior on her part.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things where you give people your hand and then they grab your elbow. Like, have you ever heard that saying?
No, but I get what it means.
It's more like a Hispanic, but I just translated it in English. But yeah, it's just like one of those things where you really have to make your child be responsible and go with the consequences, because if you don't, they're going to continue relying on you, and it's going to be like, yeah, why not? Just like her.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, my mom doesn't have a life, and like that's just all that's like really crappy to say.
It's disrespectful. You're literally throwing shade, or like either disrespecting her for saying something like that while she's been with you and helping you for so long.
And pulling like the huge majority of the weight of like raising a child. And like I want to bet that like the guy that the daughter was trying to make plans. No, the guy that the daughter was trying to make plans with for Valentine's Day probably isn't the baby daddy.
Of course not. Definitely not. There's no way.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and then the fact that the mom had to like put out everything in pause just for her daughter, for her daughter's mistake, she has to also get consequences because she's a good mother. And then she stopped dating for 6 years. Like her last, she said, I haven't been on a date for almost 6 years. And sure, it was like she did it on purpose, but I thought that was a good lesson learned for her daughter.
Yeah.
Because it's not her responsibility.
Do you think her approach would be better if she didn't do it on Valentine's Day?
No, I think I like it better.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what day, but like Valentine's Day, yeah.
I don't care. I like
Definitely
it better.
ruin something.
Yeah, so she could learn. The top comment is, not the asshole, but you might be covering too much for your daughter under the guise of letting her have a childhood. You shouldn't give all your social life so that she doesn't have to give up anything. she's supposed to give up. In my opinion, she's supposed to give up stuff because she has to know the consequences of her choices. So this is where she's kind of in the wrong. Back to the comment. Covering for her financially so she doesn't have to work and can build a good life for. Amazing parenting. Being a life in babysitter, you will only harm her and the child. She will never learn responsibility. And that's 100% true.
I think OP, like, she cares too much for her daughter to the point, like, she's not letting her, like, face consequences, not being free, not being able to, like, grow into her own person.
Exactly.
I don't think that's, like, I don't think it's, like, an OP being, like, an asshole doing that, though. I think it's just her, like, not understanding that there has to be changes to the relationship.
She's trying to be too nurturing, and she's not allowing her to receive the consequences of her actions, unfortunately.
Yeah, like, 3 years with the baby, and, like, the daughter doesn't know anything about being a mother.
No, because she's taking care of the baby herself, and so she wants her to continue being a teenager while she takes care of the baby. So who's the parent here? I don't think the daughter is her parent of the baby because she's taking on the responsibility of the whole raising her and the child.
I know, it's, like, annoying. Like, the daughter should have, like, as soon as she had the actual baby, like, she should know that that's the end of her childhood.
Yeah, but sometimes maybe. I don't know. I think it's just hard. It's a hard dynamic to really, when you start a certain way and when your child gets used to you doing something, it's hard for you to stop just because she's so reliant on you.
Yeah.
So continue with the comment. It says that last fact can be attested by the fact that she got pregnant twice in a month while being 14, or by the fact that she had a crazy tantrum when told she couldn't do as she pleased. She was not taught responsibility nor given consequences.
Basically, like, this child is, like, her own sister.
Yeah, and that's sad because you should be the mother if you decided to do that. I think the mom kind of, she tried to protect her to the point where she never took responsibility. So I don't think it makes her the asshole, but I think she needs to rethink her parenting a little bit.
Yeah, OP, rethink your parenting. Be less nurturing, like, let your daughter fail a little bit for a little while so she can, like, grow into at least be a mom.
Yeah, I mean, Griven, we're not parents, and I think it's hard to say that because we don't have no children.
My dogs count as children and cats.
You're so funny. It's not the same. I feel like because we're not parents, we're just saying that, and I think it's, like, really hard. Like, my mom always tells me, "You're not a mother, so you don't know what it is like." Which I get it.
But I can tell the difference, like, oh, yeah, obviously the kids shouldn't be playing in the streets. Like, stuff like that, like, common sense things. Like, you don't need to be, like, a parent to, like, know what's right or wrong.
I don't know. And then also at 14, like, where was the mom, too? Like, that she got pregnant twice. Like, what is going on? Like, did she give her so much rain, like, to just go out and about? And,
obviously too much rain, yeah.
Yeah, and then to be pregnant at 14, like, that's crazy to me. Oh, my God. Like, imagine...
I don't want to.
I would, like, if my child came to me and said that she was pregnant at 14, and I would not let her go out at all.
Ever again.
Well,
a cage to the window.
You're so funny. No,
to the dungeon.
You're so funny. No, I would obviously have her not house arrest, but, like, time in, nothing else, no going out with friends, no nothing, because she needs to take responsibility for her actions. She never learned about the abortion. She probably just thought, oh yeah, just drink this pill and it's over, like, it doesn't matter. I feel like if her mom would have given her more consequences for doing that, she wouldn't have got pregnant again. So I think she's lacking in that a lot.
Yeah.
All right,
so final verdict?
She's not the asshole. She just needs better parenting.
Exactly, yeah.
Next story is, am I the asshole for sending my girlfriend too many Valentine's Day flowers and making her sister's husband look bad? That's like a long title. Okay, to explain where I'm coming from here, I need to establish two things. One, I have a high-paying job that often requires I drop everything and travel without notice. It is infuriating at times, but I get paid well, so I've learned to live with it. Two, my girlfriend loves flowers more than anything. I get it. Most girls love flowers, but they are her favorite thing in the world. She literally makes me stop the car when we're driving just so she can take pictures of pretty flowers. Early in our relationship, I had to miss something important without notice. To make up for it, I sent her 3 dozen roses. She loved it and probably as a joke told me I had to set the bar and I had better always send her 3 dozen roses if I was going to let her down. We've been together 3 years since then, and I have always sent her 3 dozen roses whenever we would be apart. It's a tradition and we both love it. Onto the dilemma. A girlfriend got bad news about a family member's health and headed back to her hometown a couple weeks ago. I couldn't join. Her 2 sisters came back as well as their husbands. Valentine's Day came around, and although it wasn't my fault we weren't together, I ordered a gift of 3 dozen roses, candy, and a stuffed animal. Day off, I got an alert from FedEx of a delayed shipment and panicked. It broke my heart to think that she wouldn't get any flowers that day, so I called around to a local florist and found one who would deliver them for a fee. I sent another gift pack of 3 dozen roses. Turns out, FedEx managed to deliver the original package. Girlfriend ended up with 6,000 roses, 2 cards, 2 boxes of chocolates, and a teddy bear. She joked that I had now raised the bar and she expected no less than 6,000 roses anytime we were apart. All jokes aside, I could tell she really appreciated the trouble I went through. The next day I heard from her sister's husband. They were furious with me, saying I made them look awful. Turns out one bought his wife a leftover bouquet of half-dead tulips, and the other didn't get his wife anything at all. I guess they both were going to use the commotion as an excuse. My girlfriend ended up sharing her roses with both of her sisters so they all could feel special, but it was clear they were all from me. My instinct was to take a victory lap, but my girlfriend, mom, and dad called and explained that they thought I should apologize. While they appreciated me always making romantic gestures, I can afford to do so while their other daughters' husbands can't. They see where things are going and assume we'll be all family soon. It would be a good idea for me to make peace with the other 2. That's true in the sense that I didn't really mean to do anything to their detriment. But I also never expected them to be such shitty partners that they thought it would be okay to not even bring their wives flowers on Valentine's Day. But maybe I'm wrong for holding them to the standard that I've set my own relationship. Am I the asshole?
No, I don't think if anyone's to be the asshole, it would probably be like the 2 husband-in-laws.
Exactly.
Because I feel like, 72 flowers is a lot. I know they were like joking and stuff like that, but also it's like, I think
not a lot of people can afford
that. Yeah, no, not a lot of people can afford that, and like it's also like not even like I feel like it's a comically grand gesture. I think
it's not like he did it on purpose.
Yeah, and also he didn't like this is not something he does all the time, and like he's not trying to like make anyone look bad. He's just like, oh, this is just what we do when we're apart, and I can't be here during an important time.
Yes, exactly. I think the parents are assholes for saying that he should apologize for what? For loving your daughter and being, loving to her?
I think if anything, the
like what the fuck?
husband-in-laws should be the ones apologizing for like making this situation like uncomfortable.
Yes. Sorry for him showing how asshole you are and not caring about your wives. Mm-hmm. Sorry, not sorry.
But also, the wives, like for, I guess the sister, like OP's wife sisters shouldn't feel like they need to. I don't know. I don't know why they would get angry in the first place. Like, what kind of competition are they having? It's
not about competition, dude.
No, conversation.
Oh, well, because, hello, they were there with her. Mm-hmm. So they saw that she got that much roses and their husband didn't, one of them didn't give them anything.
Yeah.
And the other one got dead tulips.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about your husband? That they could care less about planning anything for you on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but it also shows that, like, they probably have different dynamics in, like, the relationship. Because, like, in OP's relationship, they have, like, since he makes a lot more and he has, like, more time to spend
that's not the point.
Relationship, he can, like, do all these things. And plus, like, some people don't like flowers as much as, like, OP's wife does.
No, but that's not the point, babe. Mm-hmm. It's not about making money, about how much you could give to your wife or expensive gifts. It's about thoughtfulness. They could have given her a card with something cute written on it, something handmade, something that maybe they found in a day when they first met, something thoughtful. It doesn't have to be expensive, but they did shit They did really shitty job of doing that.
Well,
so that's what happened.
I think they have their own definitions of thoughtfulness because Valentine's Day is just a single day of the year, and they have like other things they could do to show like the thoughtfulness. And otherwise, they wouldn't be together in the first place. Like the tulip, even though it was dead, it's still like the dot that counts.
I would be pissed off because it's not just like, it's not about, like I told you, it's not about what they give you. It's about the thoughtfulness, how much thought they put on the gift.
Yeah, I
mean,
the
put no
tulip
thought.
the tulip is a dot.
A shitty thought because you go and grab them a dead tulip. Like, come on, you couldn't find.
Maybe the store that's all they had at the time.
So he went to one store and he couldn't find tulips and he just got him a dead one. He couldn't go to a different one. Like you could show how much somebody puts effort in and what they give you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that he couldn't find, like, the guy here went and said, oh, I ordered the roses and they were going to be late. So he went and called ahead to some other vendors where they are and had them roses sent to her. Why? Because he thought, okay, she's not going to receive them, so I'm going to do something else. Mm-hmm. Why couldn't he do that? I mean, sure, everybody's different, but it shows you how much effort he puts in it. In that whole situation, that whole thoughtfulness. That's the point. It's not about, oh, it's the effort that counts. No, it means that's how much you care. Just to be like, okay, I went to the store, whatever. They're all dead, but I'm just going to give them to her anyways.
Mm-hmm. It is better than nothing.
No, because then oh my God, you don't get me. I wish Dave was here so she could explain, because she would get me. Like, it's just not all about, it's because you just put some effort, but you didn't put all the effort you could give. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But they probably put effort in other things.
Well, we don't know that. We can't assume.
Mm-hmm. But we're instead assuming the bad, that they're giving no effort at all.
Well, one of the wives didn't get shit. Mm-hmm. So now there's no thoughtfulness in that. That's literally not trying. There was no thoughtfulness in their gift. Like, I'm telling you right now.
But also, because of course they show their own thoughtfulness in different ways. And seeing 72 flowers is a lot. So if you see that, like, basically it's like grass is greener on the other side kind of situation. Like, if you were, like, if we have like our little house and stuff, like, you'd be happy because, like, oh, this house that we have is like, it's ours and everything. But if someone bought the land next to our house and then built like a house 10 times bigger, you're gonna look at it and be like, our house is no longer like good anymore. So it just spoils what you have. It's by seeing what someone else has, and you see that there is extravagantly more. So you compare not by what your own capabilities are and like what your own situation is, but you're comparing by what is like something else that like is separate and not controllable by you.
But that's you assuming that they cared about the roses, and it's not necessarily that. I think that you're just focusing really on just of how much money he spent, and that's not the issue here. It's about the thoughtfulness.
But still, 72 flowers is a lot.
Yes, but that's not... Okay, at least I'm speaking personally, it's not about the 72 flowers. It's about the thoughtfulness in the gift. And their thoughtfulness was shit. So that's why...
Why do you diminish the tulips, though?
He got him dead tulips.
Now they're
It's crazy. I love how you're trying to defend assholes here.
I'm just saying.
No.
The brothers are assholes for being mad.
You're making me mad.
But the story is a preference on the fact that this is all revolving around the amount of flowers that this one situation gave.
It is not. It not necessarily has to be that way. Like I keep saying, it's about the thoughtfulness in the gift. Mm-hmm. Even if they didn't get 72 flowers, but they got a thoughtful gift, they would be fine. But one of them didn't get anything, and the other one got dead tulips. Mm-hmm. That's how much thoughtfulness went into those gifts. That's what I'm giving. That's what my point is. It's not about the money. It's not about how much you spend. It's not about anything. It's about the thoughtfulness of the gift. Okay, so people were just laughing hard at this.
I know. I think it's like really good story.
It is. This is a hard not the asshole. Sorry your wife's sisters have shitty husbands. Not your fault. But yeah, now that this is an official Reddit lore, we expect you to send no less than 6,000 roses anytime you two are apart. And, she put like a laughing emoji. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like, I think it's such a cute little relationship they have in that they care, that he cares enough to be thoughtful to, want her to have something because he's not there for her or he can't be there for her. I think that's really important. And I think that's why they have a good relationship as from what, the post says.
Yeah.
However, sometimes I think you get complacent in relationships and you think because you're married or because you're with that person for so long, you don't have to try anymore and you let yourself go and your relationship go. And I think it's just important to continue to, trying and not become roommates. I think that's a big important thing where couples, I feel like it just becomes, a routine and it doesn't become knowing the person more or growing with the person.
Yeah.
It just becomes, oh, hey, you live with me. That's it. And then I think it's dangerous to try not to go into that loop because getting out of that loop is kind of hard. And I think everybody should continue dating everybody. I mean, even no matter how long you are with that person, 10, 15 years, 20 years, it's important to continue dating that person because then what are you going to do? You're just going to be living with a roommate and there's nowhere to. That's not how you should have a relationship or a happy relationship, at least.
I think you can be happy like just being like in a standard like you don't have to have like an exciting life or like exciting.
No,
like,
I'm just saying to continue. No, I think you should continue dating your partner though, because if you don't continue like learning new things with them, or it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to cost money. Like I feel like a lot of people emphasize or expect for money. At least shallow people may think about money, but I don't think it's necessary. It could just be a walk in the park. It could be a little like hike here, or it could just go walking and getting a small coffee. It doesn't have to be a 5-star restaurant, a whole resort. It could just be tiny things. That's a date,
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, so OP is definitely not an asshole in the situation. But yeah, the brothers they're acting irrationally, and the parents especially encouraging.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the parents. The parents are also assholes.
Yeah,
what do you mean you need to apologize? Ridiculous.
Yeah, the family should be apologizing to the upcoming the future brother-in-law coming, which is LP, for being mad at this situation in the first place because it's very little to be mad at.
No, yeah, he has. There's no fault at somebody here.
No, yeah.
At all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's our final verdict, right? OP,
yeah.
Not the asshole.
100%.
Girlfriend and her sister's not the asshole, but everyone else involved in the story.
The parents and the two husbands are assholes.
At least give your wife a single rose.
Yeah.
That could be your standard for now, and you can make it up.
Yeah, or a card with something cute on it. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to cost money.
Yeah. So next story. Am I the asshole for not getting my wife anything for Valentine's Day? I am in trouble this week, and I'm not sure that I deserve to be. I, 35 female, did not get anything for my wife, 36 female, for Valentine's Day this year. Hear me out. I told her in August that since I was going to be unemployed and going to law school full-time the next 3 years, that I wouldn't be getting her or anyone else presents for the next 3 years. I mentioned it to her multiple times, and she was then kind of mad at me for not getting her anything for Christmas, despite this. But she got over it rather quickly. Monday morning, I texted her Happy Valentine's Day. She leaves for work before I get up, and I did not get her any presents because I don't have any money. She got me a bag of jelly beans for Valentine's Day. I didn't need anything, but I thanked her anyway. She was very, very mad I didn't get her a gift for Valentine's Day. She said I could have just gotten her a small gift or even something homemade. And I told her it didn't even cross my mind as I didn't have the money for gifts, but I would do that in the future. I then made her a homemade card, but she said that it doesn't count because she had to ask. She also knows I do not like Valentine's Day, as it reminds me of when my school was shot up in 2008. That's crazy. And I also have had a cold all week and haven't been feeling well. Still, she was mad at me on Tuesday and reiterated the same points. It's now Thursday, and she says she wants to forgive me, but it still upsets her and feels that me not getting her something means I don't care. I said I don't feel like I should have to apologize, as I told her I wouldn't have the money to get anyone gifts months ago. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
What do you think? I don't think she is. I think she has more important things. No, is it she?
It's a he.
Is it she?
Is it she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how I get. Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole in this situation. I think she has like much more important things to focus on in her life right now. Like she has to like get her schooling and her work and all of that like situated, and that's like more important than like a single day of showing like Valentine's. You know, like she's gonna have like more years and more days afterwards to show her.
If only you could see the look I'm giving it right now.
I mean, that's just like how I see it. I don't think the girlfriend of the OP is an asshole though for being upset, because like it's natural to be upset.
I would say, once again, it's not about expensive gifts. It's not about huge gestures. It's just about thoughtfulness.
Mm-hmm.
He could have given a card on Valentine's Day, or a homemade card on Valentine's Day. It would have been great. It would have been fine. She would have said, thank you, moved on, that's it. But he did nothing. He literally gave her nothing.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. But I mean, it seems like next year she'll at least do that, despite like her having other things to do.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You know, you need to make time. Mm-hmm. It's about being thoughtful, even though you don't have time. Sure, I mean, you're busy, then make time once a little bit, like 10 minutes a day. Okay, I'm going to do a little touch up in this card. Or I'm going to do this like half an hour. And then spread it out if you're busy. Like, it's just so many ways he could have done something for her. So many things, so much small gestures, but he did nothing.
I think you underestimate like how much time law school is. It's like basically all your time. So it's I can understand the OP's point of view.
I guess. But like I said, if somebody's important for your life, then you make time. No matter how hectic, no matter how busy, no matter how whatever it is, you make time. Why? Because you care about that person. So the top comment is, you're the asshole. Thoughtfulness doesn't have to cost the money.
I mean, OP knows that.
Did he?
Yeah, she says that in the story.
Yeah, but he didn't give her anything until she asked for something. Mm-hmm. So it's like he didn't think of giving her anything. He didn't want to give her anything. He didn't think about her and her happiness. So I just think like I said a million times before, it's not about the expensive gifts. It's not about anything. It's about your thoughtfulness. And then he didn't even have to make her go home. He could have just given her like a little, like you said, a rose, a little note, a sticky note, a little picture. It takes 5 minutes, 1 minute to do something. I love you, little sticky note. That's it. Happy Valentine's Day. But he did nothing. So it's just one of those things where you're like, sure, he did warn her about those 3 years, that he's going to be busy. He's not going to buy anything. Okay. Mm-hmm. But he could have given her 5 minutes of her time. That's all I'm saying.
So final verdict?
I would say he is the asshole. And then everybody thought he was the asshole too.
Yeah. I think OP is not the asshole.
Okay, so this is the final story. Am I the asshole for sending my daughter-in-law a Valentine's gift basket? I'm not great with the internet, but my hairdresser told me about this sub, so please bear with me. I, 60 female, always send to the people I love Valentine's, as in my daughters, nieces, sisters, friends, kids, non-binary partners. It's a day about love, so why not send and let somebody you care about something nice and let them know you're thinking about them. My only son got engaged and moved closer to home last September to a girl called Alice. At first, she seemed not to like my 3 daughters and myself for some reason, even though we haven't done anything to her. And no, I've not been a just no matter in-law when my son moved near home. We were all too busy with my husband dying than his funeral to do anything to her. Since January, I've started to get out of my depression. 4 years we were married. Me and my daughter-in-law started having a relationship. She told me she didn't like us because we were basic. And I didn't know what that meant, so I just tried to have an interest in what she liked. That's so messed up.
I know, yeah.
She's a bitch. Recently, I sent out my Valentine's self-care packages, which I carefully pack to each person likes. I go as far as to send my gender-fluid niece 2 both male and female baskets, and my oldest daughter's partner nothing gendered, as they are both non-binary than some of my friends' anti-Valentine's Day themed gifts. I've not had a bad review yet. That was until I sent my daughter-in-laws out, and within the day I had my son screaming down the phone calling me a weirdo and how inappropriate it was for being that I made my daughter-in-law uncomfortable to the point she doesn't want to be around me.
What?
Exactly. What? I tried to explain he knows I do this with everyone, including him and his sisters, but he said I should have asked than being a complete weirdo. Am I the asshole?
What was even in the basket?
So she didn't make an edit. And she said, different kind of mask, face, foot, eye, hair, hands, and lips. Chocolates, her favorite alcohol, rainbow-colored fake roses, bath bombs, key ring with her initials, a card, a pen with her name on it.
Yeah, definitely not the asshole. Like, she's just being thoughtful for everyone that, like, she does in her life. Not
That
necessarily,
she
like...
loves, or, you know.
I feel like she doesn't necessarily care for this relative, but, like, she does it because this is, like, her tradition.
The daughter-in-law.
Yeah. This is her tradition. This is how she shows that she, like, her care and her nurturingness, like, in Valentine's Day.
And she just got over the death of her. Well, she just, I don't think she got over it, but she finally stopped being depressed for her husband's death.
Yeah.
And she wanted to do something nice for her daughter-in-law. And then she goes and says she's basic.
Yeah, you're basic and you're weird. You're weird.
Yeah, it's like, what? This is so ridiculous. Why is her son with this woman? And I would like to add that I want to apologize to the groundling. It's Selena and Lila always causing trouble.
It's all three of them fighting each other.
Well, yeah. Well, they're play fighting. But
Selena,
yes.
Selena.
Mind you, Selena's tiny compared to to Bella and Lila. But she still tries to, show her toughness.
Her dominance.
So the top comment says, not the asshole, not even close. With the comment she made about her not liking you because in her opinion, basic, she indicates she has problems. Don't allow her to project her issues on you. You be you. If your daughter-in-law doesn't like basic people, then she could go pound sand. And I feel bad because the poor mother-in-law doesn't even know what basic means. And then the comment after that says, is basic bad? Like, I feel so bad. And then people said,
no,
it's a term used for women who like popular things. The women who like Starbucks, getting her nails done, watching reality TV could be called basic. I could be basic because I like cold brew coffee, floating in the pool, and watching serial killer documents. Honestly, it's an idiotic term that some women use to disparage other women who are just living their lives and enjoying the things they actually like. I don't get it. Like, how can she be so rude? Like,
I think how old again was the daughter-in-law?
It doesn't really tell you.
She's got to be pretty young to be immature.
I mean, not always. Some people just never mature. But
that is true.
She's 60. And obviously, I think at 60, a lot of people don't know what basic is, which is understandable. But yeah, the daughter-in-law is the asshole. And the son is the asshole for saying that her mom is a weirdo.
I know, yeah.
That's so disrespectful. Like, just because you're a soon-to-be wife or whatever, or she is your wife, whatever, you should not be calling your mom that. Especially with what she gifted her. There was nothing wrong with masks for the face, foot, eye, hair, hand, lips, chocolates, and her favorite alcohol.
I know, that's like nice. I would be happy if I got that.
That's really sweet and thoughtful of her. How is she afraid to be next to her, or she's creeped out by her? Like, it makes no sense. She's ridiculous.
It's probably just an excuse just to not be with her.
Maybe. I don't know. I just find that ridiculous. And she's the biggest asshole ever. Especially after the poor woman stopped being depressed and wanted to do something nice to the people she, at least wants to get to know or loves.
Yeah. So, final verdict. OP, not the asshole.
100%.
Yeah, but this chick, yes.
Well, yeah, she's a really big asshole. Okay. So that's all the stories we have today. Thank you for tuning in this week. Check out our website, www.yappings.com, and join our mail list for updates. If you love our podcast and want to support us, subscribe and share to your friends and family. We will love it and appreciate it so much. Thank you. Bye.